TYT Sports, Rick Strom here with our guy, editor-in-chief of boxing.com, Robert Ecksel. Robert, how are you? What's going on?
I'm good. Everything's great. Thanks.
Good. This past weekend, of course, Amir Khan, Zab Judah, you could call it an absolute demolition. Personally, I call it a waste of time. What was your take on Amir Khan's annihilation of Zab Judah?
Well, I mean, Amir Khan fought the perfect fight. He did what he needed to do. He used his size, he used his reach, and got absolutely no resistance whatsoever from Zab Judah, who seemed to enter the ring simply to get a paycheck and to sort of walk out again.
Now, Zab seemed surprised that referee Vic Dracula counted him out. Now, the punch appeared borderline that knocked him out. Was it a low blow, and do you think this was Zab's way of quitting the fight?
Unfortunately, I do think it was Zab's way of quitting the fight. It was a borderline low blow. It could have gone either way. It was really right on the belt line, and his trunks were riding high. But I've seen low blows that are really low blows, that are really, right on the money. This punch was not. It looked like a really solid body shot that dropped him to the canvas, and he remained on his hands and knees until he heard the count of 10, and then he jumped up suddenly. So it was not a good performance.
Robert, I ask you then, with that performance, basically laying an egg, should Zab Judah retire?
I believe he should retire. He has no intention of retiring. He says he likes what he does and has plans to keep fighting, but he's no longer a marquee fighter. Every major fight he's had, he's lost, and he just lost another one. So really, there's nowhere for Zab to go except, just sort of like the middle grade of boxing.
Now we're talking about the loser so much. Let's talk about the winner for a second. Amir Khan clearly has fast and heavy hands. His camp has said a move to welterweight is imminent. Could there be a showdown with Floyd Mayweather in the near future? It's
very possible, very likely. I don't know that Khan is really seasoned enough for Mayweather, but Mayweather hasn't fought much. Mayweather's getting old. Khan is still a very young man. So it's a real possibility.
Now let's move along to Tyson Fury, Dereck Chisora. I know that you are really into the heavyweights. Tyson Fury, 6'9", 85-inch reach, 22 years old. Dereck Chisora came in as the champ, 6'1", 74-inch reach, 27 years old. They were both undefeated. Tyson Fury was the bigger man. He landed a lot more punches in the unanimous win over Dereck Chisora. What did you like about him?
Well, I like what everybody else likes about Tyson Fury, which is his size, his attitude, but he is a young fighter. He's still in the learning process. Size will take him only so far, but because, as you know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. He's no sooner ready for Klitschko than you are or I am. He needs work, but he has the material, and if he can keep focused and keep disciplined and keep learning, someday he may be heavyweight champion.
Let me ask you something that I noticed throughout the fight. It seemed like he was not necessarily showboating, but I would say he was playing along to the fans, and he even said in a post-fight interview that he doesn't want to be thought of as cocky. Is that sort of the discipline you're talking about?
No, I'm really talking about in-the-ring discipline. I mean, even though his sort of showboating takes place in the ring, I mean, that's part of his personality. He considers himself an entertainer and boxing a form of entertainment, and nothing is going to keep him from sort of playing to the crowd. That's what he does. That's part of who he is. But his work is really not containing his personality. His work is really to sort of refine his skills.
Now, was the biggest problem in this fight for Dereck Chisora his conditioning?
Certainly part of it. I also think that he felt as though he was going to lose going in. His opponent is a big person, an intimidating presence. And Chisora came in way, way, way over his natural fighting weight. It was like he didn't even spend enough time in the gym to get himself in shape for Tyson Fury, and it showed. He lost.
Do a favor for me for a second. Think about if you are in Tyson Fury's camp. Do you do one more fight, or do you schedule a huge mega fight and payday with Wladimir Klitschko?
No, you do one more fight, at least one more fight, and I would suggest actually several more fights. He's not ready for Klitschko. I'm sorry. He just doesn't have the skills, and we don't know that he has the resilience either. Klitschko is a dull fighter, but he's a powerful fighter, and he's highly skilled, and he will just take aim on Fury. Size doesn't intimidate Klitschko. Klitschko himself is a big man, so Fury's not ready for Klitschko. He has to fight a couple of other top 10 fighters before he gets in the ring with the champ.
Now, lastly, are there any fights that you are clearly paying attention to the weekend of the 29th of July?
Not especially. There's a good fight on ESPN, which is
Lamont Peterson, right?
Yes, correct. Versus Victor Caio, that has some potential. Both of them have only 2 losses between them in 50-some fights. So that fight looks pretty good. And there's I forget his first name is Shumanov is his last name, who is also fighting in Vegas. I don't believe it's televised, but he's a light heavyweight champion, and it looks like it has a lot of potential.
Robert, thank you always for the time. We really appreciate it. And, of course, follow him on Facebook. Just search boxing.com, and follow him on Twitter. Again, just search boxing.com, and there he is. Robert, thank you for the time.
My pleasure. Talk to you soon.